doing?
We're making a video podcast.
What? What's a video podcast?
It's kind of like a blog, but with video. Want to learn?
Yeah!
Do you want to learn how to make a video podcast in Adobe Premiere Pro?
Yeah!
This video will help you get familiar with the program and the movie making process. It is important to understand the terms, features, and functions of this video editing program before you jump right in. Sit down and decide what you want your movie to be about. Start with the topic and iron out the details. Once you have decided, draw out a storyboard. A storyboard is a sequence of drawings, typically with some directions and dialogue, representing the shots planned for your movie. Once you have gathered your footage, you are ready to start editing. First, let's get with the program. Video files are very large, but the project files that you will save on Premiere are actually quite small. The project file you create contains your edit points, keyframes, effects, and transitions, and it connects the editing space to the footage saved on your scratch disk, like drawing a map from point A to point B. The scratch disk is where the large video and audio files are stored. Now let's get familiar with the layout of the program. The project window is like a filing cabinet that organizes and shows the video clips you have imported. You should rename and get familiar with your video clips. When you double-click on a clip, it will show up in the Monitor or Viewer window. This is where you can watch the clip and precisely select the footage you want by marking in points and out points. You can mark the in points on your clip by clicking on the button exactly where you want your clip to start. Click on this button to set the out point exactly where you want your clip to end. The portion of the clip between your now marked in and out points will be the footage you want in the video. From the viewer window, you can drag the now edited clip down to the timeline. The timeline is where you piece your movie together by assembling clips, adding effects, and sounds. The video tracks are located above the audio tracks in the timeline. The additional audio tracks can be used for background music, sound effects, or a voiceover like this one. The additional video tracks can be used for layering clips and adding titles. By adjusting this knob in the bottom left-hand corner of the timeline, you can zoom in or out of your timeline view, making it easier to manage your clips and make detailed edits. The Canvas window is where you can preview the work you have done on your timeline. In the Effects window, you will find the Media Browser tab, the Information tab, the Effects tab, and the History tab. Under the Effects tab, you will find several different filters and transitions that you can add to your video. Transitions provide visual breaks between scenes that help viewers to understand the mood or setting. For example, fading in and out to black often means a lapse of time has gone by. You do not need to add a transition between every scene. You need to be the judge and decide what looks best where. You can add a transition to the timeline by clicking on the Effects tab, choosing the desired transition, and dragging it to the timeline. Drop it in between the two clips you want to blend. Under the video effects, there are 94 different ways you can alter your video with color corrections, filters, and distortions. You should experiment with them and see which will be a good addition to your video project. Adding effects is just like adding transitions. Once you pick the one you want, you simply drag it on top of the clip from the effects list to the timeline. Audio effects and transitions work in the exact same way, just drag and drop. Audio levels can be adjusted directly on the timeline with the volume rubber band. The yellow rubber band can be moved up or down to adjust the volume on specific clips. To add a title to your video, simply go to the title menu on the top toolbar. Click New Title, and then you are given three options: a still title, a rolling title, and a crawling title. Choose one, and when this box pops up, name your title. This name will help you identify your title in the project window. Then press OK. Here you can choose your title size, style, color, font, and orientation. Place your current time indicator or CTI over the clip you want your title to fall on the timeline, so you can adjust the text placement in the title box. When you are done altering your title, click out of the box and you will see your named title in the project window. The razor tool is helpful when you want to cut off a section of your clip that is already on the timeline. The razor tool is found in the tool window to the right of the timeline with other very helpful tools. By clicking on the razor, your cursor becomes the razor and you can directly cut clips. To change tools or go back to the normal arrow, just go back to the tool window and click on the arrow or another tool. I hope you have enjoyed this video and feel confident about starting your own in Adobe Premiere Pro. Good luck!
Then they complain about the details, don't they?
Each sequence is a separate individual timeline and your project file can have multiple sequences in it. You may want more than one sequence to create multiple versions of the same project, to create a picture-in-picture effect, or to break up a single project into more manageable pieces. To add a new sequence, simply go to File, New, and click Sequence.